Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today, let's talk about how to increase your productivity for a 4-day work week. And we'll be talking about how I work 20 hours a week and all that. However, we've talked a lot about that in the podcast. I'm going to share with you some other resources. So I want to talk about the 4-day work week. And why is this important? So I was actually looking at an article on the 4-day work week and how they actually have implemented this in the UK in a lot of companies. And so they did a 4-day work week trial involving 33 companies and 1,000 employees. And so they kept the pay the same, and employees pledged to put in 100% of their usual effort over the work week. And so what happened during this little experiment is there was better mental health. They had increased productivity. And so I want to talk to you about this from a perspective of you and you creating your 4-day work week, but also potentially for your team members of creating a 4-day work week for them. So we already mentioned better mental health. And so imagine this is I want to share with you what my life is like right now, so you can kind of see why I almost always follow the 4-day work week model of Saturday morning. I had to set my alarm for 5 a.m., wake up to leave at 6 a.m. to take TJ out to the Space Coast Stadium for an all-day baseball tournament. Didn't get home until around 4 o'clock. And then I'm on mom duty with Gabrielle and TJ. And then Sunday, my mom kind of took over and did that shift. And then I was with Gabrielle, taking her to church, playing, all kinds of stuff. So it's when you have little ones and they're in sports and they're doing all these things, you don't actually get a break. You're going from working to then momming to doing all of the things, right? And so when I started implementing this model of doing the 4-day work week, I was like, I need a mental health day. I need a fun Friday. I need a day where I'm just kind of focused on me. And so that's what I do on Fridays. So this past Friday, what was I doing? We're Monday. I'm like, what day are we? What week are we? What year are we? Sometimes I don't know because there's a lot going on. We're Monday. So on Friday, I was getting pedicures with my mom. And I took that day just to kind of recharge a little bit and do things for me, right? So you got to be thinking about your own mental health on if you're constantly working on growing the company, running your business, plus you got kids and you're doing all those things. When is it time for you to take care of yourself? Okay. And just do the things that you would want to do, that you would actually enjoy. It's so important that you create that white space for yourself, because if you don't, what's going to happen is you are going to get burnt out. You're going to feel frazzled. You're going to feel overwhelmed. So you have to be really intentional about setting aside that time and putting it on your calendar so that nothing else fills it back up. And so let me take you back to Saturday. We get back from TJ's baseball tournament, and it's an hour and 15, hour and a half drive each way to get there. So we're leaving at 6 a.m. We're gone all day. We're doing the baseball tournament thing outside all day, and then coming back around 4 o'clock. My mom immediately, she's like, hey, the girls are meeting us at the pool. Let's go swimming. And I'm just like, I need a minute. I'm like, let me just decompress. So I was like, I'm just going to take 20 minutes of alone time. And I'm watching The Chosen right now. So I'm like, let me watch The Chosen. I'll be over in 20 minutes. Then we can swim with Gabrielle and do all of that. But I'm like, we just need to be able to give ourselves that little, that space to breathe and self-care. Okay. So Fridays. Why do I love Fridays? Because Mondays, everyone's ready to rock and roll. It's let's start the week. Let's get it off on the right foot. We got goals. We got things we want to accomplish. And if we can be really intentional Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, knowing that Friday is our free day, our fun day, whatever it is that you want to do on that day. Sometimes I'm going for bike rides. Sometimes I'm going to the French cafe because I still am living in France in my mind. Some days I'm getting a massage, a pedicure, a facial, whatever that looks like for you. You got to give yourself some space, some breathing room to take care of yourself. That way, when whatever you have going on the weekend, maybe it's baseball tournaments, what we have, spring season is insane because he's doing He's doing travel ball and he's doing Little League. So we got a Little League game today for playoffs. Whew, it is a lot, but he loves it. So we shall do it. I put my parents through this in volleyball and they were all over the place like every weekend. So I really appreciate, like, now that I'm in it, I appreciate what they did for me. So when we can implement this, so are you committed, first of all, to creating a fun Friday, creating a day for yourself where you can do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever you feel like doing? You have no obligations. It's like, let's get the kids off to school and then play, whatever you want to do. So when you do this, there's two things I want to talk about. So Parkinson's law is the first one. And Parkinson's law, and we're getting a little fancy here, but it's important that you can understand these principles and why this is effective and why this actually works. So Parkinson's law states that work will expand to fill the time allotted for its completion. So if we give ourselves 5 days to get this task done, it'll take us 5 days. If we give ourselves 4 days to get this task done, we can get it done in 4 days. Okay, so that's Parkinson's law. I know, like, the brief time that I was an employee and was working for somebody else, my mom had me come and work at DuPage Medical Group during my college breaks for summer break and winter break. It was torture. It was pure torture. They would give me a day's worth of work. I would finish it in 4 hours. And then I'd be like, can I go outside now? Can I go play? Like, I got everything done, but they're like, no, we'll just give you more stuff to do. But I was like so productive. I'm like, man, I just need to have my own business. Then I can be so productive. And then when I'm done with my work, I can go out and play. But Parkinson's law. So it just means essentially give yourself 4 days to get this work done. You can get it done in 4 days as opposed to giving yourself 5 days and taking up all that space. Okay. Okay, the other principle, so we have Parkinson's law is the first one, and then Pareto principle is the second thing I want to be talking about. And it states that for a lot of the outcomes that we have, 80% of the results or the consequences come from 20% of the causes. So let me give you an example. 80% of your sleep quality occurs in 20% of your sleep. 80% of your income comes from 20% of your clients. 80% of your lead generation comes from 20% of your efforts. So if you can identify what that top 20% is, instead of trying to do all of the things, if you focus your time and attention on the things that produce the greatest ROI, holy moly, you're not going to need to work 5 days. You're going to need to work 4 because you've understood Pareto principle. So I want you to identify what is the biggest money maker. Can you lean into that thing? What is working the best right now for your business, right? You don't have to be on every single platform. Identify where 80% of your people are coming from and focus on that. That will be your number one effort. Okay. Okay, so to wrap up on this, and I have 2 episodes that I want you to listen to where I'll be talking about productivity specifically, because we've already covered that on the show. We have over 400 episodes. Of course, we've talked about productivity. I just want you to get into the headspace of you don't have to do the things that everyone has been doing for the past 100 years. You can set yourself up in a way that it works for you, for your life, for your family, for your mental health, and every time you see like 98% of people doing things one way, you got to question it. And I usually say, like, I'm going to do the opposite. So if everyone was working a 5-day work week, can I do this differently? Can I get it done in 4 instead? Yes. Yes, you can. Okay. So are you committed to making this happen? Question number 1. Second thing, go write this down. Episode 404. I'll talk about the daily routines for successful millionaires and how, like, what the routines look like to making sure you're getting this done in 4 days a week. And then episode number 386, I am talking about my not to-do list. So we talk about like all the things you should be doing in your business. What are the things that you shouldn't be doing? And then what are you going to do on your fun Friday? What are some of the things you're going to do on your fun Friday for self-care? So if this has been helpful, make sure you leave a review on iTunes and share with a friend. After you leave your review, take a screenshot and then email it to us, clientcare@rachelandgomes.com. I have a gift for you as a way to say thank you for helping us share this show and make a greater impact. And let's have a great week. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.